Hi guys, thanks for watching. I wanted to make a video and share with you a little bit background on how I got into investment banking, the pros, the cons of the job, and how you're probably able to get into it as well. So a little bit of background on myself. I went to UCLA, which is a school in Los Angeles, and during my first couple of years in college, I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I think Wall Street wasn't ever like truly on my radar. I always wanted to be in something in business, or I wanted to be a lawyer, just seeing so much of it in media. So I did a couple internships in a bunch of different law firms, marketing firms, and different finance firms until I figured none of them really matched what I wanted. I wanted something a little bit more fast-paced with more responsibility. So I looked into investment banking. So investment banking at the analyst level, which is what people typically enter after graduation, is you're helping create the materials to facilitate the sale and purchases of companies. It gets a little more complex than that, but I'll make another video if you guys are interested. So I did that for an internship. I thought it was really interesting. I really liked it. And so I decided to sign on full time and do that after college. So I moved to San Francisco and worked on that for about 2.5 years. And during my experience, I think now I'm going to move on to the pros. One of the really great things is you gain a lot of experiences for someone out of college. You get thrown a lot of responsibilities and you're expected to really be able to, learn through a lot of different things and do a lot of repetition. So I think it's in a way kind of like a training program that you get paid for. You also get exposure to a lot of management teams. So, when you're working on these deals with these companies, you get to work with these management teams, learn from them. And I think that's something that's very rare for someone that, is very young coming out of college. Another thing is, I think it's a very lucrative field. You get to get paid a lot. And traditionally, you don't need a lot of skills. You just need to be able to understand the basics of some of the concepts that you learn in finance. So I think it's not too difficult. There's no certain skill set that you really do need to bring to the table. I mean, granted, I think having it is a big plus, but I've heard a lot of stories of people who don't have it. The cons is it's very taxing and demanding. It's a client service industry, so you're kind of expected to cancel your plans if you need to, and you're working a lot of hours to meet the deadlines. And so that's one thing that can be really hard because it's not a 9-to-5 job like what most people would be used to. And I think another thing is sometimes the work can be kind of redundant. So you're creating a lot of these presentations, and at least in your first year, I think there's a lot of repetition. Like I said, it's good learning, but also it can get really boring sometimes when you're doing the same thing and you're staying up really late doing it. So those are some of the, high level pros and cons. I think if this is something you're really interested in, it's good to kind of start early. So I'm going to go in the case scenario that you're still in college, because if you're not, the scenario is a little bit different. So it helps if you go to a school that is a target school. So what is a target school? A target school is a school that is targeted for recruiting. So for instance, if you're, trying to work for a firm in LA, there's certain schools in LA that are targeted. So I'm happy to share with you, if you're not aware, which schools are targeted, but usually they're top schools for finance that get targeted for these roles. And having internships in finance before is a really great way to get your foot in the door. So there's these internships that are usually offered. Some of them are not paid in the summer before. I know not everyone is in the position to work for these internships, but I think it really helps boost your resume. Another thing you can do is network with your alumni or people on LinkedIn who are already in the role. That gets you, be able to kind of understand if the role's right for you. And also you're able to kind of, have that connection with those people in case an opening does come up and you can get a recommendation. So high level, those are some of the things. If you have any questions, I am happy to share with you my experience or make a video on any other questions you guys have. All right, thank you so much. Like, comment, and subscribe.